Hey, my little bangs friend.
Are you seeing my life crisis, y'all? If you're not watching, welcome to What I Know So Far podcast. If you're listening at home, I cut bangs. The world is a dumpster fire, and I thought, you know what? What is the best way to dissociate? I know. I'll make a distraction with bangs.
You look great.
Well, thank you. It felt like the right thing to do, and then every time I remember that I want bangs, I forget every time, even though this has been my hair my whole life, that I have a cowlick, and I have that one little patch of hair, y'all, that's standing straight out, just out and front and center. So I have to train them down with a hair barrette. It's fine. I'm doing great. It's okay. It is okay. How are you, beauty?
I'm good. I'm just coming off having the flu. I had to reschedule a show here in Chattanooga at the Walker Theater, which killed me.
I know, but I'm so happy to see you healthy and looking fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do. I feel good now. But man, I was down for the count there for about 5 days. And then, and I still don't have all my energy back, but I'd say I'm at about 85%.
Everybody I know that has been sick this season, the beginning of this year, including Jace, my husband has had bronchitis and pneumonia, y'all, and it has been. We're on. He's just getting his breathing back, but is on an inhaler. He's 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Like it has been. I feel so hateful. Look. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but when I'm done being sick, I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I know men sick is different than women sick. We can handle anything.
Right.
But he has been lingering sick, and I know I'm getting short with him, and I'm trying not to be a hateful cow. And there's people in our lives that I know Karen's like me. We're like, we're sick, we'll do the right things, and we're done. You and I have always been those people. Like, we're not like, oh, I just think I should probably lay in the bed. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
You're the same as me. Like, people are like, I'll just lay in the bed and watch all these shows. I'm like, oh, that's my nightmare. I don't rest well. I know Karen doesn't rest well. We need to learn. That's how God shuts us down, makes us rest.
That's right. Forces us into it. And of course, I come from a family who people get angry at you if you get sick.
Me too. Okay, speak on that. That's the truth.
What's wrong with you now? Nobody says like, oh my gosh, is there anything I can do for you? No, it's like, what'd you do?
How'd you get that?
Yeah.
Running around without your chest covered up. You should have had a scarf on.
You out in this cold wind? I told you not to get out in this cold wind.
My papa would always go, he'd give me some old, like, made-up Southern mother, like it's a wives' tale, but he would always jack it up. And my papa, when you get sick, go, well, head and feet keep warm, and the rest, no harm. Look what you did. What?
What?
Trains left the station. I don't mean to be sick. And he would say stuff, and I'm like, so I need to wear a toboggan, beanie for those not in the South. I'd be like a toboggan and socks. And I'd like be terrified that I'd get sick if I didn't have on a toboggan and socks.
This Arctic air. You get out in that Arctic air, and now look at you.
And then you get this. This is what my Mima would always say too. She'd sit there with her cigarette, which was hilarious, and she'd go, "You gonna catch your death?" And I'm like, "Not you, having a cigarette."
That's right.
And I'm also breathing that secondhand smoke. We are for sure that it's that outside air that's going to take me down.
Yeah, it's the air. Even though the flu and everything, COVID, whatever, they all get bad because we have to come indoors.
That's
why
right.
how it gets spread. But you can't tell somebody that's of that generation. They don't want to hear it. They're not going to. It doesn't
You
matter.
can rub salt on it. You can put some Crisco, tussin. It doesn't matter. Everybody had like their one version of a remedy and keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's right.
I was saying something the other day about how to Jace that we should probably have the windows open to like let in some fresh air, right? And we're lucky. Let me say again, we're lucky in Southern California that it's not Arctic, right? It's chilly. Right. We woke up this morning. It is February. We woke up and it was 45 degrees. So it's not that it's not cold, but it's not below freezing. So we were talking about it, and then no sooner did my phone listen to that conversation. I know y'all have had these moments that I start getting all these strange videos suggested for me about how mothers in like Finland, Norway, all these like Nordic countries leave their babies outside. Like they'll go to a restaurant and there's a line of little baby buggies or whatever you want, strollers, prams, whatever you want to call them, parked outside restaurants with the babies sleeping outside because they're like, that's how they get their babies' immune systems up.
Oh, Lord.
And I was like, here I went down a rabbit hole for 25 minutes. I'm like, nor do I have a baby, nor am I going to live in any Nordic country. But I was fascinated at how they're so healthy on account of these little babies take outside naps in the winter. We've done it wrong, y'all. We've done it wrong, is all I'm saying. They should have put us outside and tended to ourselves, and the moms could have a boozy lunch sitting there enjoying themselves. Isn't that wild?
Well, what's wild for me is I'd be a nervous wreck about nobody's touching my baby, and my baby's still there. Wait, what's going on over there? Who's around that baby? I mean, that would make me a wreck.
I thought the same thing, Kay, and this is the best part. It's kind of like the unspoken law, the way the babies are parked, and like the way the restaurant was. It was all glass, and everybody's tables were kind of around where they're parked. So nobody touches. Everybody's just like, oh yeah, those babies are napping. Like it was like the known Nordic way, and I thought, that's something we need to adopt over here. And how quiet that restaurant must be. How refreshing.
How unusual, yeah.
So there you are. There is some goodness to our phones listening to us.
And you get some, yeah, I guess. And you get some, you start getting used to the cold early and not bothered by it the way we all are, and we freak out if it drops below 50.
Well, see, I think I'm like, is it the same thing if you've got a baby that it's in a hot weather location? Let that baby already become a lizard on a rock, honey. Let it sit outside and get used to that desert heat and be like, whoo, yeah, this is nice. Let them take a nap in the shade, but get used to that heat, honey, and just be like, whoo, this feels nice. I feel like there's something to that all the way around.
Yeah, there may be. Of course, it takes some unlearning because I was going to the grocery store yesterday, and these young parents that shouldn't have been parents. I hate to say that, but it's true.
It happens.
Yeah, and that baby's head was not covered, and that wind was whipping, and I was just like, all I could do not to shake them.
I know it. I get that way when I see people take their dogs out, and I know I'm like, I know those booties look stupid on dogs. I get it. But when it's icy cold and you don't have little booty slippers on, you're like, and I don't mean like going out to a quick potty. I don't mean that. I mean when you see people like, I know, I'm telling you this out of necessity. The other day we were leaving Atlanta after our show early. We had to leave the airport at 4:30 in the morning, and this guy's out. It's below freezing. And it's got a little bit of ice on it. It was icy. And he's out there with a lab, making that lab run below freezing. I'm like, you've got a shoe on. That sweet little lab is froze to death. I know he's tickled, but it's hurting his little chest. I wanted to pull over like the dog bomb police and be like, sir, you need some booties on this dog. I know you're fit as a fiddle, but you've got on a beanie, a scarf. He had on layers.
Yeah, you're not out here barefoot.
That's right. Sorry, I get that way, y'all, and I feel that way about your human babies too. Put a beanie on that baby. We're doing all the things to dissociate with the state of the world, so Karen and I are worrying about everything else that is not high priority, but also should be, because we should be, working as a community. We were talking about that, about all the things going on in the world right now, and I called Kay and I go, how much are your eggs?
$7.49.
$7.49 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Y'all, what in the fresh egg salad is going on in this world?
I know.
And I used to use eggs for everything, and I would personally eat a dozen of myself a week because I like them hard boiled. I have, soft boiled. I put them in salad. I love an egg every which way an egg comes. Now I'm like, I look at Jason and I say, what do you need that egg for? Let's talk about these eggs. Our eggs here in Southern California, I told Karen a dozen for me is $8.99. Just a dozen eggs. What is going on, y'all? I mean, and then again, because I was cussing about these eggs, I got a video. I should post it on our What I Know So Far stories on Instagram of this site I follow about living abroad, and they had everybody from different countries talk about the price of eggs of where they were at.
Yeah.
Nobody's was over like €3 or €4 for eggs. And I was going, which basically is, let's say $5, crazy talk for us, depending on, conversion rate that day. And I kept going, are you kidding me? What is going on?
The bird flu's not everywhere?
The other day they said, did you hear that? The bird flu, why the bird flu went rampant? The wind. They blamed it on the wind. I was like, you know how many things I want to start blaming on the wind?
It's everything because of that Arctic air.
Yeah, the Arctic air, honey. We're sick as dogs. We got the bird flu. God, unfortunately, our fires here in Southern California on account of the wind. The wind is the devil. That's what we
apparently.
Apparently.
I've always enjoyed a nice breeze, but I don't enjoy the Arctic air. I will say that, but
No, Karen's rule of getting us all right with I am 2,000% on the Karen Mills spring New Year happening. Let's just say April 1st should really be poo
yeah.
poo on April Fool's Day. Who needs it? We're living a reality right now that feels like one every day. So, I say we do make April 1st New Year's Day.
Yes, because I love a southerly breeze. And and I can do anything if I have a nice southerly breeze.
A nice southerly breeze,
And
there's
some
nothing.
sunshine on our faces, which you just had a nice work day at 75 degrees with the sun on your face.
I didn't mean to rub it into Karen's face.
Yeah,
but
you did.
Okay, I did. I said, Kay, how y'all doing? She said, oh, it's so cold. I'm not leaving this house. And I said, okay. And I said, I'm so sorry because we had just left Atlanta and it was below freezing after I cussed that man with his barefoot dog. And we got home and I said, oh my gosh, I'm not meant, I'm a weather weenie. I am not meant for cold weather. Sorry, the dogs are running around with a toy in the background because Jace just got home. Sorry, y'all. So I got home and it's going to be 75 here in Southern California for the next like 10 days.
No, you deserve it. Y'all
I'm
been
so
through
grateful. Yes, I'm going to say right now, when you see how devastating our city looks right now, there are those moments where you go, I guess we'll take some of this grateful weather because there's a lot of things that we could be sad about, but there's some things you got to find the silver linings in, and I'm on team grateful. And do you follow Dr. Amen? Amen.
I
It
do
looks like
not.
Amen. Okay. Well, if y'all aren't following him, he's a brain doctor. He's a psychiatrist and has done I think it's over 225,000 brain scans of people all over the globe and studies brain wellness, all the things that we do from anxiety and worry to happiness. And Doc Amen's habit that he does every single day, and I found this so powerful. I think Doc Amen's about 74, 75. He's just awesome. And I think it's Doc_Amen, but it's written like Amen, Amen. He, every day he wakes up and he goes, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be a really great day. I'm going to make today great. First thing he does when he wakes up. And then when he finishes every day, he does no matter how that day went, he will go through and do a inventory of just three things that made today awesome. And he will, like, he calls it the treasure map. Like, he'll go through and like dig through to find it. And he said he's done it so much in his life that even the day that he unexpectedly lost his dad, he did it because it's become a neuroplasticity habit in his brain. And I have been doing that. And let me tell y'all something. It's so annoying that it works. It's so annoying that it works because I've had to dig deep, the state of the world, the fires here in Southern California, and I've been going, oh. And so before I go to bed at night, I don't even give a foot if it's that I get to cozy up next to my dog in a warm bed. I promise you can find three things. So I highly invite y'all to find, with all that's going on, find three things every day. And I do it every morning. I'm like, today's going to be a great day. I can't wait to see what happens for me today. I wake up that way because it's real easy to wake up like, F this joint.
Yeah. It is. It sure is.
I've done it. That's why I know. So I'm headed towards the other way. But I really invite y'all. And you know what? I'll link. Look at me again. I'm full of it. I'll send it to you as soon as we're off, Kay. But I'll put it in the show notes for this episode, y'all. It's the latest episode of Mel Robbins' podcast. But by the time y'all hear this, it will probably be, down the food chain for Mel. So I'm going to put that episode link for Mel's episode there. And she was doing the 5 habits you need to do to transform your life. And it's one of the best episodes. I've now listened to it 3 times. And I listened to it once straight through and fully had epiphanies. Second time, I sat down and was like I was in a lecture in college again and sat and took copious notes. And then the third time, I went through and really like chunked out what I could actually, like, knowing me, what I'm going to actually put into action. But ironically, that particular thing I just talked about for Doc Almond was on there. She chose it.
Well, and I've done gratitude journals on and off for years because, Oprah was always so, always pushed that, and I've done it. And I'll be very consistent with it, and then sometimes I'll start drifting out of it, and then I'll get back on track, and and you can always find things. You can always, sometimes you have to dig deep and find and be grateful for the the very smallest thing you can
That's right.
think of. But, still, it puts your mindset in that space of gratitude, and that's so
That's right.
important. Yeah.
You start looking for it because
Yeah, that's
I
it.
mean, it's just as easy to look for the things that keep the dumpster fire going. And it's just, which is true, although those are a little easier to find right now. It might be it feels a little bit more like an Easter egg hunt some days
Yeah.
for the grateful. But the point is if you put your mind on that, it'll come. And so I'd said to Kay, I said, hey, what do we want to talk about today? We're going to talk a little bit about everything. But I said to her, I said, what right now for you? Because I'm going to tell y'all, it costs a lot of money for me to be a natural blonde, quote unquote. I just used air quotes. Natural blonde. I'm Italian. My hair is as dark as the day is long, and so my hair color has been extremely. I swear, I'm like, what are y'all flying this in from? Where? I did find out it comes in from Italy because I was going, why is it so? My hair color is the most expensive it's ever been. I mean, when I tell y'all, outrageous, outrageous, and I'm having to go. Do I need to go? Like start coloring my own hair. So Karen, is there an expense for you that you're not willing to give up? Like for me, it's good coffee. Like I will not go get, no offense to Folgers, but I ain't buying no Folgers. I have to have a good bean that I personally grind and make my coffee because I drink it black. I like good tasting coffee.
And I like coffee, but
Not enough.
that's
That's
not
not
my no.
okay.
That's not my thing in terms of what I am not going to give up. But the self care, I mean, massage. I'm
See?
got to have one.
And I love you for that because I get struggly. I know I should do it. And I also, I know that you definitely need to take care of your health. So I'm proud of you for that. But I get struggly about spending money on a massage, even though I know it's the right thing to do for my health. I'm proud of you for saying that because it's a non negotiable for you.
It is. I have one in the morning, and I get them on the road from time to time. Of course, I was in a car accident that broke my neck, so
Yes, you need it. That's why it's non negotiable.
yeah, that's right. And I'm so much more productive in every other aspect of my life when I feel good.
Is
And
that
when-
not the truth?
Yeah. And so that's why, to me, it's an investment. It's not just a luxury. It's investing in my life and my productivity and my creativity, and because I have that amount of time to clear my mind and to relax, and that always helps creativity flow.
Oh, that's so well said. You know what? When you frame it like that, you're right. Because I look at it going here, well, eggs are $8.99, but I need this hair color. Come, knock it off, Trish. I'm like, oh, that hair color is more important than a massage. No, it is certainly not. And yes, having my hair colored makes me feel good, but I'm sure I can find a way to get it done for not the price of a Range Rover's monthly car payment.
Golly.
Y'all, I'm not kidding. It's very expensive. In the words of Dolly, it's very expensive to look this cheap.
Yeah, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap.
Takes a lot of money to look this cheap. So I've got to figure that out because I'm sitting here starting to go, okay, it's a lot to run the world right now. And Jace, I don't allow fast food. Y'all judge me later. I only allow fast food in our house or in our life when we're on the road and there's no other option because I want us to live a long time, right?
Sure.
We all know fast food's not good for us, period, full stop. No one got fit eating a McDonald's milkshake. Knock it off. So I'm very adamant about please don't eat that way. I say to Jace, if I'm on the road, don't you eat that fast food. Like I have found my iPhone. I know when you're at a Chick-fil-A drive-thru. So I'm very adamant in the sense of like make it a special occasion. Don't make it your full-time diet, right?
Right.
Well, he's out the other day, and I checked. I said, "What'd you get for dinner?" He said, "Oh." As soon as he has to think about it, I
Yeah.
know he's done gone through Chick-fil-A, y'all. Or In-N-Out Burger here in Southern California because that's his favorite treat. And I'm like, I will check that garbage can when I get home. See In-N-Out. I know you. So he went to Chick-fil-A, and y'all, it was $20-something for just just for him. Like there's not everything anymore has just gotten ridiculous that it's not affordable is the point of that whole statement.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, if you're going to do that, at least go get something at the hot bar at Whole Foods. So I know you're eating something slightly healthier. I don't know,
Right.
but I'm trying to get him not eating junky mess. But y'all, what are we going to do? I mean, what are we going to do? Because I'm sitting here going, what can I, okay, He made chili the other night after I cussed him about eating junky food, and he's like, "Well, we can eat on this pot of chili for the next 3 days because we're like old pioneer people. We're like just make this pot of food; it'll last us." So we're having it. He goes, "Oh, but I got to stop in the store and get Fritos." I'm like, "Oh hell," and I mean, but who doesn't love a Frito? I'm not mad
who
at him.
doesn't? Yeah.
So he goes to get Fritos, and he said, "What are you getting?" I said, "Well, I'm out. I'm gonna grab these healthy Siete chips at Whole Foods that are avocado oil, and I don't, hugged by some little Keebler elf. I don't know, but they're healthy."
Yeah.
So I get those. We get back, and he had left the receipt from the grocery store where he got them Fritos. Y'all, the Fritos were $5.99 for a bag of Fritos.
I know.
I said, "Get God
bad.
down here! That is inflation." My healthy avocado chips that were rolled out by little angels and fairies that were going to keep me healthy were $1 cheaper than his Fritos. Are you kidding me right now?
I know it. It's true.
Okay, what are we going to do?
And then what they do with, with like toilet paper, paper towels, whatever, they'll just have half a roll and charge if they're going to charge you the same.
I don't even understand that. I try to give them to do math on how, and then they're like, "This is how many sheets you get." When was the last time you counted sheets when you were looking at toilet? I'm like, no, I know the size of my roll of how it sits, and I can roll it. If it fits on my holder, I know how long it's going to last. Sheets, get out of here.
Yeah.
How many sheets? I don't got that kind of time. I'm supposed to figure that out.
Well, we've gone from a double sheet to a single sheet, but you still get the same sheets.
Same sheet, more expensive.
Yeah.
Even them little northern quilted bears are like, "You're on your own, sis. Figure it out."
When you can't afford to wipe your bottom, that's a problem.
That's a problem. That's a problem. I'm over here stockpiling toilet paper. He laughs at me because I'm like, "You can't get cheap toilet paper. You got to get decent." I'm always buying Costco toilet paper is what I like. There's certain things I'll Costco up on, and then there's certain things I won't because I don't need like 16 pounds of peanut butter. But I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll stockpile that toilet paper."
Well, and that's a luxury that I can't go Scott toilet paper.
I will
something
not
like
do
that.
Scott. No offense to you, Scott, but that you need to go to butt boot camp for that. My tushy's not tough enough to take on that Scott. You got to almost make a mitten.
Yeah, that's like
It's
the
not
bark,
enough.
the bark of the tree that is used to make that.
I know when I'm out somewhere and you realize it could be an airport, it could be a comedy club, I don't care, and you start to use that toilet paper and you realize it's Scott, I'm like, "Oh, tiny baby Jesus, I'm going to have to use half this roll to make it be one piece."
I know, and you know why that all those places use Scott, because it's biodegradable.
Is that why?
So it
Well.
doesn't. Yeah,
All right, that makes me feel a little bit better that there's some reason of why Scott is
trying
that
to
is-
avoid the blockage of the toilets.
Yes, the septic backup.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I
right.
feel a little bit better about that, and I won't poo-poo Scott as bad, but I do need to make a Scott.
I don't want it at home.
I do not want it at home. I don't need
right.
that full time on my situation. I don't need it.
I went to Atlanta Functional Medicine doctor. I think I told you that a while
Yes.
back. I just had a follow-up med appointment, and we were going over a lot of the blood work that she did. And guess what? I have a high sensitivity to.
I can't
allergy
wait.
to
What?
egg whites.
Stop it right now.
I know, and I eat a lot of course, now that they're not affordable, I guess that's a good thing. But not the yolk.
And you know what's so funny? Mine is the exact opposite. I have a sensitivity to the yolk and not the egg white. Isn't that interesting?
And
That is
was
so-
a source of protein. So for me, because
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
about to
eat.
say you do eat a lot of eggs. So what does that look like for you?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of trying to regroup. I just had it yesterday, and I have a lot of nut allergies. I had no idea about.
Isn't that interesting? And you didn't have them growing up, so you're becoming more sensitive or intolerant, whatever they'd like to say. So nothing that's EpiPen worthy.
No.
intolerance.
Just a high sensitivity to particularly almonds.
Isn't that-
Not pecans. There's some things that are fine, but almonds and Brazil nuts.
Isn't that interesting? I find that so fascinating the way our bodies are like, nah, girl, like you were fine with it always, and then all of a sudden everything in this chemistry changes.
But the two I'm highest allergies are egg whites and gluten.
That damn gluten. Let me
Yeah.
tell you something.
That screws everybody up.
F gluten, everybody, because when we were in Europe, Jason and I were over there in the fall, and I thought, oh, I've got to watch out. I can't have this, that, or the other thing. And we were in Belgium, Brussels, we were in Amsterdam, and the UK, and I was eating bread. Y'all, I didn't even know what a Danish pancake was, but guess who ate it for breakfast? And by the way, they're dang delicious. They're thin as can be, and they are very efficient, those Dutch. They bake their bacon right into their pancakes, so it's not flying around the plate. Isn't that smart?
That is smart. That is efficiency at its best right there.
That's what I said. I was like, well, who knew? This is the greatest thing I'd ever seen. But I say this to say, I ate a Dutch pancake like I was, this was my last meal. Not an issue. As a matter of fact, I came back from Europe, that trip, 4 pounds lighter. And I ate pizza, pasta, bread. And I thought, something is up with our
Something is up with our food.
Something's
supply.
up with it. Yeah. Because I was, normally if I have any of those items here in the States, and it's not specifically gluten-free or all the things, I'm bloated, I don't feel good, I just don't feel good, or I don't feel like eating. That's another weird thing. If I have like gluten here, I will get this weird, like, I'm not hungry, in the sense that it's like an odd fullness, and you're going, man, why? But then you're still hungry, like you're full, but I'm still hungry because I didn't eat anything nutritious, and I'm going, son of a monkey's butt.
Yeah. And that's what Dr. Mark Hyman says, that your body will still keep craving because it's still looking for something healthy.
It needs the nutrients. That's right.
Yeah. So
if that's one thing I've learned, that's the truth, Kay. I know you look, I love Dr. Mark Hyman. He has a podcast y'all called The Doctor's Pharmacy, FARM. And he was the one that got me to switch to my healthy dark chocolate. And this is not an ad, although we'd love to have them sponsored. It's called Hu, H-U, dark chocolates. Have you ever had them?
I haven't.
Okay, first of all, they're expensive. Of course they are, because they're healthy. But what isn't expensive now? And I can eat like 3 or 4 of them, and I'm like satiated. I'm completely full. Or if you gave me a Reese's peanut butter cup, I'd need 10. So I'll say that to say it's this dark chocolate company. They have all different kinds, dark covered almonds, everything you'd want, right? I just eat the plain dark chocolate, and it's phenomenal. And he was the one that said, because it's free of all the things but actually tastes good, that our body's looking for that nutrient in that chocolate. You're not just craving the sweet from that, you're actually craving the nutrients in that type of, like, what is in it, the antioxidants, whatever. And that was a game changer. So I stopped eating. When I was craving sugar, I eat that instead of junky sugar. And I was like, dang it, Dr. Mark Hyman was right.
Yeah.
So there's something too, like your body just is sitting around like Pac-Man looking for the nutrients, and it'll eat a bunch of garbage, a whole bunch more garbage, if it doesn't get the nutrients from
keep
that item.
eating the garbage until it finally gets a nutrient.
That's right. It's fascinating. I love that stuff, because I was like, why didn't they teach us that in school?
No kidding.
They told me on the food pyramid that an egg and cheese was the same thing. That's not. They ain't dairy. No cow's shitting an egg. Excuse me, y'all. I just said that. I did. I cussed. I'm sorry. I'll bleep myself on this episode. It drives me nuts, because I'll go out to restaurants, because I am allergic to dairy, and people will go, oh, that's got egg in it. And I'm like, okay, well, I can have egg. And they'll go, well, it's dairy. I was like, no, ma'am. No. Until it comes out of a cow, till that cow poops out an egg. Oh, that's not dairy.
Yeah.
But we didn't. That's what we learned in school instead of the good stuff. Let me ask this: how are your loyalty programs going this year, Karen? Are you making the most of them? Talking about money, saving money, hacking, all that.
No, what now?
Your loyalty like Delta. Do you have any other loyalty programs you do? Besides, your Kroger card and your public. That's me. I'm like, ooh, I got to get gas at Shell, because I get 5 cents off a gallon.
Yeah, my Banana Republic loyalty card is going very well. Yeah. No, not really. No, the only loyalty winter card I use is just my American Express to get, warm clothes. Yeah. I have shearling lined leggings.
Oh, talk to me about that.
Oh my gosh, I've hardly been out of them. I mean,
where'd you get these? That sounds so heavenly.
Oh, I need to get that link off of off Amazon, but it is and now when I put on just fleece lined, it's like, ooh, these things are so thin. No, I mean, good night. They are
so
yummy.
Yes.
Yummy. But to answer your question, everything for me is about American Express and Delta for any rewards programs. So I put everything on my American Express so I can get Sky Miles. So
Same here.
Yeah.
Delta's got me over a barrel.
They do.
They're my dealer.
Same.
It's so true. It's like, oh wait, and they'll go, hey girl, we're having a flash sale. I'm like, quit talking to me like that.
And I try to connect every, rental car and everything back to my Amex.
Same.
So it all goes there.
That's what I'm doing. I've got,
And of course, you're an
Starbucks.
expert, and so I always have to call you and say, share the screen and show me what to do so that I get my maximum points. Because
I'm
you're
all
like
about
the
it.
points girl.
If I was not a comedian, I would be a travel expert. I really
You're
would.
still a travel expert. That's just not how you earn your living.
Thank you. You're right. Because I love it, and I want everybody to be able to fly well, as long as you're not a butthole. Because we don't need any buttholes out in these airlines. There's enough already as it is. But if you're a good person and you just want to know how to do it the right way, I want you to know how to do it the right way. So you should, if you're a Delta Sky Miles member, you should be linking your Starbucks. That's how every dollar I spend with Starbucks now turns into a Delta Sky Mile, honey. And people are like, well, how do you travel the way you travel? I'm like, I drink a lot of coffee. I mean, the second that partnership happened, I was like, we go together. I was like, yes. I couldn't have been more tickled. I can't sing to save my life, but I suddenly was like, yes. The marriage I've been waiting for.
Yes.
They just started Uber Eats too. That'll be happening very soon. Delta points with Uber Eats. So when I'm on the road and I, need to get dinner sent to the club or whatever amount, it's great too, because now that turns into a Delta dollar. I'm like Karen. If I do something, it needs to get me somewhere, and I'd like all the things I have to do in life to be able to help me afford to have a vacation or something like that. So I'm trying to make things extend with the state of the world, y'all. So if I'm spending a dollar, I want that dollar to do something for me right now.
Right.
Is
Right.
my attitude. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna soon turn into my Nana. My dad's mama she was a Depression era baby, and she would go into restaurants and steal the sugars off every table in our vicinity, not just our table. And she was so funny. She lived in New Jersey. She was just a hoot, my Nana. And she'd go, Trisha, get the sugars. And I'm like, Nanny, I'm not stealing sugar from over there. She's not stealing. We're having a big meal. Big meal. And I was like, Nan. And she was like, don't make me get up and do it. Just do it for your Nan. And she would bring a Ziploc bag in her purse to take sugars off of tables and all around. And I'd get so tickled of how much sugar she was thieving. She's probably wanted in the tri-state area for sugar thievery.
Yeah, her picture was at the post office.
I'm telling you. I used to be offended. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Do you take anything from anywhere on a regular basis like that?
I have been known to, this is horrible to say, I have been known to, I don't want to say accidentally because I've done it a couple times, but I've taken the towels from the gym if I've worked out, or a washcloth, because what I'll do is when I go to the comedy clubs, I go get I have my makeup set up in the back. So I like a clean towel. Mm-hmm. So I'll take a clean towel and set it up. And so when I go, I forget that it's in my bag is the point. I take a bag to the club and I forget I didn't pull that towel out. So I have unknowingly taken quite a few hand towels in my day. That is my biggest toxic trait.
Unknowingly.
Well, now I know it, but I still do it. In the day, I used to not. I go, oh gosh darn. And I'm not kidding you. I used to because I felt so bad. I would go, depending on the hotel chain, and I'd bring them back with me. I'd pack them. That's how, I was like, karmically, they'll find out. And I'd take them back. I'd take them back and leave them in my hotel room because I'd feel so bad. Now I'm just like, okay, I feel like it's evened out in the world.
Well, every time I'm in the Sky Club, I will grab just a few extra packets of the Good Earth sweeteners, the healthy sweeteners.
The healthy sweeteners. I'm not mad at you.
I'll have 3 or 4 in my bag just in case I'm getting a bind.
But see, I don't think that to me is just preparedness. Like when I'm in a Sky Club and we're lucky enough to have Sky Club memberships when we travel with Delta because we travel so much, I take tea bags because I love a hot tea in the air, and usually they just have a straight black tea bag, which is a whole bunch of caffeine. I'm like, and I'm flying somewhere and I don't want to be hopped up. So I snatch up the mint verbena from Harley and Sons, which is usually what's in the Sky Club. I love a mint verbena tea, and so
Oh, and I've never done that.
okay,
And then
I
you
will,
just get the hot water from the flight
from the
attendant?
flight attendant, and I am, because flight attendants love a mint tea, and so I will always steal a couple extra sachets for them because they're individually wrapped, and so I'll go, girl, I've got one for you too, and then they're like, oh, and then they'll come back and check on me and bring me more hot water. It's it's
It's a whole
reciprocity.
thing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
check on each other. It's what it is. But that's my thing. I would say the thing I don't know if that's stealing. I don't
No.
know. I don't think so. I just feel like I'm being prepared for my flight because I
Well,
know
not
on
really,
that flight.
because when you think about it, they put those chips out and different things where you can grab and go.
That's true.
And so it's part of the service that we pay for.
That is true because I don't
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
I don't drink. I'm not having cocktails. I will maybe grab a meal. And truthfully, when I get on the plane, I don't drink there either. I have water, but I don't drink there either. So the least I can do is get a hot water, and y'all provide me with the tea bag back in the
Yeah,
terminal.
the Sky Club. Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's true. I do take that stuff.
I know. I've got to have the Delta bathrooms, though, man.
I love it. Look, that's when I know, y'all, Karen and I have talked about this, and we'll tell y'all. I want to do a real video for people that travel a lot because we understand, but I have to have a clean potty. That's just one of my travel traits. It's what it is. I don't like going in a nasty, messy bath. No one does. But
No one does.
When you're in an airport pretty much every week, that's the one thing that you just go, thank you, that I can go in and use the bathroom in a very clean, constantly, refreshed environment. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. A clean Delta Sky Club potty is my love language.
Yes, it is mine too.
Isn't it?
Yes, it makes me so happy.
It makes me so happy. I'm nicer to everybody else. I'm kind because I got to go to a clean, spacious potty. That's what it is. I had other questions on here for y'all. Look, y'all, we're just scrolling through because I said to Karen, I was like, what do we want to talk about? I'm like, the state of the world's a hot, buttery mess. I've cut a bang. Eggs are $9,000. And Karen goes, let's talk about
And
that.
I'm coming out of the flu, so
And
there you
Karen's,
go.
yeah, she's been over there like a sick Victorian child, taken to the bed. I mean, you have to understand, for a comedian to cancel a show is a extremely big deal, y'all. We don't call out of work. We aren't the kind of job that gets to call out of work, and we also have the absolute, I don't want to say stress, but wouldn't you say, okay, for most comics I know, and you definitely, it matters to us that you got a sitter or got your girls together or planned a dinner, and we understand, and it about kills us to cancel or move, reschedule, not cancel, to remove or schedule because of our health. And I'm proud of you for doing that because I know Kay, she'd gone up there with one good eye. She'd gone there with a ventilator. I'm glad that somebody said to you, stay in the bed.
Well, and the hard part is, that they've, this has been their plans to do for this date, and now
That's right.
all of a sudden you're going to kind of jerk that away from them, and it just that just caused me such distress. But on the other hand, they've spent their money, they're making an outing of it, and I don't want to give a half-ass show.
No, nobody wants half-assed anything. And by the way, great respect to anyone that cares that much about the people that love them and their fans and their audience to go, I love you, and I don't want to give you a half-ass anything. I want you to have the whole ass. That sounded horrible.
That's right. That's right. And, it's my hometown. I'm going to want to be able to meet and greet everybody and thank them for coming. And I don't want to be like, no, I can't
Don't
see
touch me,
anybody.
yeah.
Don't, yeah. So, just for
When is it
all those
rescheduled for?
reasons.
So we
June
can tell-
7th.
June 7th, y'all, I'm going to have to schedule my world around that, Kay, because I would love, that's one of my favorite venues, first of all. And I'd love to come out and see you then. So that June 7th at the Walker Theater.
At the Walker Theater in
Tennessee.
Chattanooga, yeah.
You can get tickets at KarenMills.com. There you go. I'm her hype girl.
Yes.
It's a big show, and it's such a great, first of all, y'all, if you've not been to Chattanooga, just go for a weekend. Like, make it, or like just even do a one day overnight, go to a great brunch and then go see Kay. Is it same time, 4:00 show?
No, it is now it's a Saturday night instead of a Sunday, and but it's still a 5:00 show,
Oh, that's perfect.
which makes me really happy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have to figure out how to come to that because that's right up my alley. Y'all go Saturday, June 7th, 5:00 show, Karen Mills at the Walker Theater. I'm in.
And TrishShow.com for all your tour dates.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're figuring that out, y'all. I'm grateful y'all want to see me in places that people are like, hey, can you come? I'm like, me? I'm still shocked by it. So thank y'all so much, because I'm like, did you mean me? Like, I'm completely in awe every single time someone asks. So thank you more than you know. TrishSir.com. We'll put the links in the show notes if you're listening to this, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And I'm going to get Karen to give me the link to those shearling breeches so I'll put it in the show notes for this, Kay. Because
Okay.
I think everybody wants to have warm breeches. If they've made you warm, they're going to make everybody warm. Now, what happens if you're having a hot flash in these breeches? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, see, I'm out of the hot flash stage now, so but if you are,
Just drop trail.
yeah, that's it. You're going to cut them off because I mean they are warm.
Okay, that's good.
It makes me feel really good about a sheep. I don't know why. They are just. It makes me just want to go wallow around with them because they are so warm.
Let me say, because of Karen, I don't know when you coined this, what year it was, what happened, but it stays in my head. Every time I have a hot flash, I think of Karen Mills, because I always think I'm either flashing or freezing.
Flashing or freezing.
Because I'm either froze to death and can't feel my appendages, or I'm so hot I'm going to punch somebody in their throat. Like, there's no...
Yeah.
I live in this little margin, and every time one of those moments happen, I'm like, oh, okay, was right. I'm done over here. So I can't wait to be past all that. What a time to be alive. But I'm excited about these shearling breeches, because when I get cold, nothing gets me warm, and that sounds amazing.
Oh, amazing. Truly.
Okay,
And
so we'll link that.
Yeah, I'll get you that link because and they're not very expensive, but man, are they nice.
That's my love language right there. Not expensive, but you love them, and they wash well too. They're
Oh yeah.
well. Okay, we're doing it. Well, y'all, sorry, we didn't mean to keep carrying on. We love you, and please go and just give us a review. We'd love 5 stars. That'd bring us great joy, but it doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to go and sign up for anything. Just rate, subscribe, review it. Let us know what you think. Let us know who you want to have on. We have guests coming. Everybody's schedules have not lined up because we've all been on the road, so it was like herding kittens, but now we're going to get some fun new episodes with guests. I know we keep promising y'all, but it's 2025. We all have to roll with it in 2025.
Yeah, it's a dumpster fire, and it's super cold. So there's plenty of good reasons that nothing's come together.
That's exactly right. As it warms up and we thaw out, look at us shine, honey. I sure love you, Kay. I hope you have the best day ever. We hope y'all have the best day ever out there.
I love you too, Trish. And I love your bangs. Have a good one.
Thank you. They're going to grow out, and we're going to be fun. It's all going to be fun, everybody. Hug each other. We're all in it together. Have a great one.
Bye.
No one can change you.